Welcome back, and after over a week since the cloudburst incident, the Holy Amarnath Yatra has resumed. Several yatris across India undertaking the journey, and all precautions have been put in place. And despite inclement weather, the yatra continues. This is what the Honorable Jammu and Kashmir LG Manoj Sinha ji had to say.
देश भर के श्रद्धालु यात्रा के लिए आए हैं। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि महादेव और बाबा अमरनाथ की कृपा से यात्रा सकुशल होगी और बाबा की कृपा से सभी लोग अच्छे से दर्शन करके सकुशल वापस जाएंगे। एक तो यात्रा सफल हो, जो लोग आए हैं वो बाबा का दर्शन करके सकुशल वापस जाएं। जम्मू कश्मीर में अमन चैन और विकास हो और देश में भी सद्भावना का वातावरण हो और भारतवर्ष तरक्की के पथ पर आगे बढ़े।
On the Real Report, for the first time in more than 2 years and shortly after his 87th birthday, Shri Tenzing Gyatso, known to the world as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, stepped out of Dharamsala. He's in Jammu currently and will head to Ladakh, weather permitting, early on Friday. The visit holds significance at multiple levels. Firstly, His Holiness is stepping out to show that he is alive and well. His visit is to places that have been on the radar of the CCP and the PLA. It is a message that he will not be stopped or threatened. But most importantly, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has drawn a distinct line between the Chinese people and the Chinese government. Listen into what he said when asked on China in Jammu.
The Chinese, not Chinese people, some Chinese hardliner, they consider me splittist and reactionary, so always criticize me. But now more and more Chinese now realize Dalai Lama not seeking independence, but within China, within People's Republic of China, meaningful autonomy and Tibetan Buddhist culture preserved.
Note that the Dalai Lama mentions Chinese people very, very clearly and separates Chinese people from hardliners from the establishment. He has very, very clearly said that Chinese people are understanding his actual position and are also developing respect for Tibetan Buddhism and what it stands for. His Holiness has also very clearly stated his intent to fight to preserve Tibet and Tibetan culture. This is a huge message. His visit to Ladakh at a time when there is a direct face-off at the LAC between Indian forces and the PLA is a mega statement in itself. It will immensely reinforce the confidence among Ladakhis who were not so long ago threatened and stopped by the PLA from celebrating his birthday as recently as 2021. The PLA also has been very severe in their attacks on the Dalai Lama. Chinese leaders have called the 14th Dalai Lama a wolf in sheep's clothing, a devil with a human face, and a devil with horns. They banned the Dalai Lama's portrait and severely punished anyone in Tibet found carrying or displaying his image. In April 2015, a Chinese white paper on Tibet accused the Lamas of historically using spiritual terrorism to rule over the last fortress of feudal serfdom in the East. A separate Xinhua article on the white paper dismissed the Dalai Lama and his allies as remnants of the feudal serf owners with a sentimental attachment to the old theocratic society. In March 2014, the Xinhua once again said the remarks of the Dalai Lama remind us of cruel Nazis during the Second World War. This is the kind of emotion or feeling the Chinese establishment and its mouthpieces have for the Dalai Lama. How similar is it to the Holocaust committed by Hitler on the Jews? This is what they said. They also called him a tricky liar skilled in double dealing. Back in 2008, Wen Jiabao said there is ample fact and we also have plenty of evidence proving that this incident was organized, premeditated, masterminded and incited by the Dalai clique is what they called it. But India, on the other hand, has actively backed the Tibetan cause. The government continues to support the Central Tibetan Relief Committee or the CTRC. We must note that more than 1 lakh Tibetan refugees are settled in India and they call this their fatherland. Major concentration of Tibetan refugees is in Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, and Jammu and Kashmir. Ladies and gentlemen, actions speak louder than words. So goes the saying, but tonight it is not just his actions but also his words that ring out loud. The Dalai Lama has separated the Chinese people from the PLA. He has set the narrative for the rest of the world to follow. And if the recent images emerging out of Henan and other parts of China are any hint that there is a growing discontent among the people with the communist regime. Often in the past there has been resistance which has been suppressed brutally, but slowly and gradually the tide is turning and Duitang is echoing. Duitang means quit the party. His Holiness tonight has smilingly perhaps added some momentum.